Hey guys, welcome back.
Hey guys, brand new podcast.
Hey, wait a minute. It's my podcast.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Enjoy. This poor young lady. Kaylee?
Kaylee, yeah.
Kaylee is our neighbor's niece.
Yes.
And you just moved here August 1st?
Yes.
And she locked herself out of her house this morning. And my podcast guests were supposed to be Margaret and Kathy. And they canceled literally like 15 minutes before we were going to record. And poor Kaylee walked over. I was like, hey, you want to be on my podcast? And she very nicely said yes. So
hesitantly said yes.
Yes, hesitantly. But she's locked out of her house. So where can she go, right?
Might as well.
I have you trapped.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask because I moved here in 1997.
Okay.
So it's been a long time since I've moved to a new city. You just moved here August 1st from... Where?
El Paso, Texas.
El Paso, Texas. I've never been to El Paso.
I was born and raised there.
You were? Have you ever lived anywhere else besides El Paso?
Never.
No?
I've done visits like here. I used to come here to LA once every year.
Yeah.
It was like my twin sister and our annual thing, or like our annual trip.
Yeah.
So I've been...
Sorry, mic adjustment.
I've been here like on visits, but that's about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Just to LA and El Paso? Well, you've traveled other places, right?
I've been to Vegas. And I've been Arizona.
Okay.
But that's it.
So I grew up kind of similarly. I'm from Georgia, and I didn't really go. I went to Florida.
Oh.
And Alabama, but other than that, I didn't really travel much until I moved.
My dad's from Georgia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where in Georgia?
Valdosta.
Oh yeah, that's down south. That's it's pretty down there.
I know.
That's swampy.
I can't understand him when he talks.
You can't understand
him?
him?
So bad sometimes.
I know. I had car trouble yesterday, and I called my dad, who's a mechanic, and I literally put myself closer to the speaker, thinking that would help me understand him. He was talking so fast that I couldn't understand what he was saying either. It was just so southern.
Yeah, now I can kind of, because I see him a little bit more during the year, but at first it was like, what?
Yeah, I know.
It would lose me. He lost me.
Is he a mumbler?
I think it's just because he talks really fast, like you said, but it's like a strong accent. Like it's really, really strong.
And there's a certain cadence in rhythm to how people, at least from Georgia, talk in such a rhythm. It's so staccato like this. And then when it gets talking really fast, you don't even know what they're saying because it's all the same rhythm. And you're like, wait, what? I heard the word alternator. That's all I heard in that whole conversation with my daddy yesterday.
One time he said, he was telling me something and he said, "Ol," and I go, "What?" And he's like, "Ol," and I go, can you spell that? And he goes, "OIL," and I go, "Oil."
Yeah.
You mean oil? And he's like, "Yeah,
Ol." Yeah, that's how they say it where my dad's
so
from
confusing. But now, because I see him maybe 2 or 3 times a year, I'm kind of like learning his lingo.
Did you not know him growing up?
No, he left my mom before my sister and I were born, but then my older brother passed away when we were 17. So once that happened, he became more and more involved. Yeah.
So when your brother was 17, your dad...
We were 17.
When you were 17.
He was 25.
He was 25?
Yeah.
How did he pass away?
He had, I don't even know what it's called, because medical terms nowadays are like 23 letters long.
They sure are.
But it was something like with his occipital lobe.
Something in his brain?
Yeah, he would bleed in his brain. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So you have had quite a life.
Yeah.
You've lost your brother and your twin and your fiance. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Do you have any other siblings?
I have another older brother. His name is Andrew. He's 35. He lives back in El Paso with his wife and kids. And then a little brother, he just turned 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got a couple more brothers, but
yeah.
That's really hard. So your dad started coming around more after your brother passed,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
What was that like?
My dad coming back?
Yeah.
It's. I watch movies and stuff where kids are very hesitant when their fathers come back, and it's like I didn't feel like that at all. I'm glad that I was glad that he made the effort. So, my sister and I, when we started driving and stuff, we started going out there. He lives in Hereford, Texas. He doesn't live in El Paso because he's a truck driver. So when he lives out there, my twin sister and I, we would drive out there maybe 2 or 3 times a year and just visit with them and his wife. And we have 2 half siblings. So
okay.
It's nice. It's nice to have gotten to know him throughout the years.
Yeah, I would imagine that would be great.
Yeah. It's nice. He texts me every day.
Aww.
One time he leaned on my shoulder and he's like, I'm going to spend the rest of my life making it up to you.
Aww.
But I know he was sincere about it, but I just told him, I was like, let's just live in the now and just focus on the now.
Hey, was he young when your mom got pregnant with you guys? Were they young?
30, my age.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So not so young.
My mom was 31 when she had us, so, and I think they're a year apart. So I think he's a year younger. So I want to say 29, 30.
Yeah. You know, people are in different places in their life at different times. And sometimes something's overwhelming that later it's not. You know, that's kind of how life works, I think.
And guys mature slower.
Guys do mature slower. Yeah, no offense, Halston, no offense.
None.
But they do.
Yeah.
You're right. So you're so happy. You seem like a happy person and you've lost all these people. How do you do that?
I don't know. I just know I just wake up thankful to be able to talk to my mom in the morning, my little brother, and then I don't know. Even when I'm at work, I'm just like, have a good day. How are you doing? Because even a simple how are you or something, if someone's having a bad day, that can turn their day into something really good, you know?
I agree with you. And you never know what someone's gone through. I would never look at you and think, my goodness, you've had, 3 big losses by who you are. And that may be true for someone else who may walk into your work and be in a good mood, but really have a lot going on.
Yeah.
You just never know what's happening for people, do you?
Yeah. No, that's what I also like to look at. Like, you never know someone's backstory. You never know what they're going through. So I just always try to cheer people up.
Right. That's a good way to go through life, isn't it?
Yeah.
So moving out here, was it hard?
Well, when my fiance passed away, I was just like, I'm doing it. My aunt and uncle suggested it, and I was like, all right, I don't have anything else to lose. I'm just going to do it. So I waited about 6 months to kind of like think about it, I guess. And I was just like, I'm going to do it.
Right.
I can always come back if I don't like it. So my ultimate goal was to be out here for a year. If I didn't like it in 6 months, I'm going to hack it out and still be here for a year. And I can always go back. Even if to say I experienced it, I was able to experience it, I can always do that. But I like it so far. It's been almost 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. A year's a good goal. That's a good thing to do for yourself and not just to give yourself like an end date. At this date, I'm going to reevaluate and see how I feel instead of, because it will be hard. It's hard. It took me like probably a good solid 18 months to start making friends.
Yeah.
Every time I moved to a different city, like when I got to New York, it took me about 18 months to make good friends, for I felt like, okay, we're friends now, not just, I'm bothering that girl to call and see if she wants to go to the gym. I'm a loser. That's what my brain would think. She doesn't really want to hang out with me. She just feels bad.
Aww.
But then after a certain point, you go, oh, okay, well, she keeps saying yes, so clearly she wants to hang
like
out.
Something.
Yeah, we have fun somehow.
Yeah.
So that's really good. So your fiance passed away from an asthma attack. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
How hard.
I'm doing okay.
You seem to be doing not just okay, but phenomenal, because you had lost your sister before that. She had brain cancer, right?
Yeah. Earlier that year. So the same year, she was just January, he was November.
In the same year? My goodness.
Yeah.
Some people don't really recover from that.
Yeah. I mean, I have my moments, of course, but I have such great people behind me and supporting me, so I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah. But I mean, did you go to any kind of like counseling or any kind of...
I did. It was really expensive, so that's one reason why I stopped, but I just don't feel comfortable. Like, it was a male, and I didn't know him at all, so I didn't feel like putting my business out there to somebody, to him. Like, I didn't know him at all, and I understand that's his profession, that's what he does, but maybe people will break down and cry in front of him, but I couldn't.
No, it wasn't
that.
your.
It was weird for me.
It wasn't your
so
thing.
I stopped. Yeah.
You doing good?
Hey, babe. Yeah.
You an expert? Are you good? You having fun?
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Thanks, babe.
I'm gonna go jog over and get the truck.
Okay, babe. Bye. I understand what you mean. You know, a lot. My dad is has a long-term girlfriend. They've been together for like 15 years. But before they were together, her husband was murdered.
Oh wow!
And at the time, they have their daughter was 13, and they went to counseling, and her daughter felt very much the same.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't want to cry and put her business out in front of a complete stranger, even if that is their profession. I think it's really hard to do that. I think for some people, I wonder if something like a group therapy where everybody's grieving, like a grief therapy group, would be easier. I wonder even for her when that was happening, because, you know, it was well, your fiance was very abrupt, but I know your sister was ill, so you kind of knew that was.
Well, we knew she had been diagnosed May 2015, and she had already had 2 open brain surgeries and like a laser surgery.
My goodness.
And then just all of a sudden that a year later, she had a massive seizure that suffocated her brain stem.
Oh my.
So it was very sudden with her too, because she was fine and everything. And normally she would get headaches every now and then, but normally when she'd get headaches, she'd take her medicine and sleep it off and then wake up a couple hours later and she's fine. But this one, she just didn't, the headache didn't go away. It was the swelling. So she did have a seizure, and I just freaked out. I called 911 because I saw it. We were home by ourselves. So I called 911, and we didn't think anything of it. She was they had sedated her. And then I went home because I had work the next morning. I was actually managing a Planet Fitness out there, so I had to wake up early. And then my brother Andrew called me and said that she had a massive seizure, which was worse than the one she had had earlier that night. And then she was on life support after that.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it was really unexpected. Yeah, you thought she was on the road to recovery.
Well, she was fine the day before. Her and my mom, they went to go visit my niece. She was doing just fine.
Just fine. You just never know, do you?
No, you don't.
You never know.
Yeah.
Wow.
But she was right with God. She knew where she was going afterwards. So
right.
That gave me kind of some peace of mind.
Yeah, faith is really important, I think, when you have tragedy like that, to know, to believe.
Yeah.
In a better place.
Yeah.
You know, to believe that they're going to a better place.
Yeah.
I believe that.
That's one thing I haven't lost, though, is my faith. Like, I still have a lot of faith. I mean, I still get sad, of course, but I have never lost my faith or anything. Yeah.
Well, you know, God doesn't say if you have faith, you'll never be sad.
I know.
He? I know. He doesn't give you that guarantee.
I know.
He just says if you believe, it'll all be okay. And that's true.
Yeah, you're right.
It may be hard, but it'll all be okay.
Yeah.
I believe that too. I'm not a very religious person, but I am very, I think, faith-based in that.
Yeah.
Not faith-based in the term people use that. Not like my faith is Baptist or whatever. I just have a lot of faith that there is a being bigger than me, and there is a place you go to after this life, and that you should live by the golden rule, and that you should, you know.
Yeah, we didn't grow up very religious either. So, I mean, I just know, like, I believe, like you said, but I mean, I didn't go to church when I was younger. I didn't know the Bible or anything.
I did.
You did?
I did. I read the Bible. I've read the Bible cover to cover. And I have a hard time with believing that, you know, Noah got 2 of each animal and put it on a boat for 40 days and they didn't eat each other.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, really? The tiger didn't eat everything? Because I think he pretty much would have just cleared that whole arc out.
Yeah.
But, you know, I understand the message of it. Like,
Right.
the message is God, and
The
in
word,
God, all things are possible, right? I get that. The bigger message I get, the literal, you know, God put 2 of each animal on an ark. I don't get that. I think that's a beautiful story, but I don't know if that really happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you came out here and you're still working at Planet Fitness. And what is your bigger plan?
I mean, I just wanted to kind of settle in. So thankfully, I actually started working at Planet Fitness here 5 days after I moved out.
That's fast.
So, yeah, I started working right away. I was actually in contact with the manager there since February, since I was kind of thinking about it. So he was just like, okay, well, when you feel like you are going to move out, just move out here, just give me a call 2 weeks before. So I did. And then the owner of El Paso's Planet Fitness actually wrote me a letter of recommendation. So that helped out a lot too.
I bet.
Yeah. So I had experience and everything. So he was happy about that. I actually went in for an interview on the 6th of August. He interviewed me and he's like, when can you start? And I was like, whenever. And he's like, today? And I'm like, sure. So he's like, I'll get you. He's like, do you have different shoes? And I was like, yeah. So I actually came prepared just in case. I mean, I had that much confidence.
That's good though.
So I did. I had my tennis shoes and stuff in the car. So I started that day.
So what do you do at Planet Fitness?
I'm just a front desk
Oh, okay.
associate. Yeah.
Not just. That's a big deal.
Yes.
There's a first person that they see when they walk in.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
important. That
Yeah.
person is really important because if you're in a bad mood, then, you know, that reflects on the whole place. It's a really big deal, the first person they see.
Yeah.
And you keep everybody happy.
Try to.
Yeah. That's really a big
Yeah.
job, I
Yeah.
think. I think that's great.
Yeah.
So what's
I
the
like
biggest
it.
difference between El Paso and LA?
Traffic is one.
Yep. I would imagine.
People are different.
How are they different? You can be honest.
Okay.
Most people who watch this don't live in LA.
Okay.
So-
okay. There's a lot more rude people here.
I
Like
agree.
if you're on the road and you're doing everything right, but they do the wrong thing, you're the one getting yelled at.
Isn't that true? And no one uses their blinker, do they?
No.
Makes me insane.
Nobody. They don't believe in blinkers.
You know what I think it is? I think they all want to be sneaky. I think they all don't want anybody to know what's going on. So they'll just room and move over into your lane without telling you. It's so dangerous.
It is.
right?
It's very, and then you can have like such a small gap in between you and the car in front of you or back of you, and they'll just sneak right in.
Yep, they'll push you and make you go back, right? So what do you think that is? Do you think it's just an overall lack of manners?
Yeah. I mean, that or they're late.
They're late, or maybe they're late, or just being self-important. My needs are more important than yours.
Yeah, like I matter. What I need to do matters more than what you need to do. I guess you could say that. Yeah.
I think that may be it. I don't like that part either. Where we live in this little bitty community, most of the neighbors, like you guys, and all of our neighbors are not like that. They're really pretty nice people. But yesterday, my truck broke down on a major street on Ventura Boulevard.
Okay.
And it broke down when I was dropping our oldest daughter off for her bus to go to high school. And there were 2 parking spots in front of me. I knew the truck needed to be, I knew what was wrong with the truck. I knew it needed an alternator, and I knew it needed to be towed. So there's 2 empty spots in front of me, and then several more empty spots down the street. And there's a coffee shop there, Pete's Coffee. So I'm standing, I called the tow truck, and I'm standing in the trying to save those 2 spots in front of me so the tow truck had enough room. And this one guy almost hit me, trying to pull into one of those spots I was saving. And I had him roll his window down, and I said, I'm so sorry, but my truck is broken down and a tow truck's coming, so I'm trying to save these 2 spots. And he went, I'm just gonna be 5 minutes. I was like, dude, how about you say, oh, I'm so sorry. That really stinks when your car breaks down. I hate it when that happens.
Do you
Is there
need help with
I can do?
anything?
Can I buy you a cup of coffee while you wait? Because I was in my pajamas. I had wooden clogs
me?
on. Yeah, I was in my pajamas, like legit.
Yeah.
It was 6:50 in the morning, and I thought I had no wallet. I just went in the car with my phone, and that's it. No glasses. I couldn't see. It was really dumb of me to leave the house like that. But 4 people did that to me. And 4 people, I rolled the window down. I'm so sorry, but I'm trying to save. And all 4 of them said, I'm just going to be 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Not one person said,
Wow.
do you need help?
Yeah.
Do you need
Anything?
Of course, I'll park down the street. None of them adjusted. They were all rude. And they were all men.
Yeah.
No chivalry. And I know all our #MeToo.
Yeah.
But come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's certain behaviors that I shouldn't be lost.
That should be kind of expected,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a gentleman and a lady's broken down in her car, ask her if she needs some help. Do you need help?
Yeah.
Not one person asked me if I needed help.
That's not cool.
It's not cool. And I
No.
think if it had happened here, like that neighborhood, it's just, Laurel Canyon and Ventura is just like a mile and a half from here.
It's right up that way. Mm-hmm.
But if it had happened here in this neighborhood, I bet you 3 or 4 people would have stopped and asked if I
believe
needed
that.
help.
Yeah.
We're
I
just in
believe
this
that.
little bubble of a pocket right
little dome.
here. We are in this little safety dome.
Yeah.
But I was so disheartened. I hadn't felt that negative about living here, like to the point where I got in the car and went, maybe we should move. Like, I don't want to live where not one person asked me if I need help.
Yeah.
Not one. And of course, I posted something on Instagram, and 2 of my friends that live in this pocket of the valley called me immediately and said, do you need a ride? I can come get you right now.
Yeah.
Which is how that's the way I want to live.
Yeah.
Is where someone says, can I help you? How can I help you?
Yeah.
It
Just
makes
knowing that someone is willing to do that help, it makes you feel better inside.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To be happy to help someone else. I'd be happy to help someone, a stranger, if I saw them.
Yeah, same.
I wonder if that's from being Southern.
See, even when they were signing the things,
The
I was
albums?
like, before I even knew they were signing, I was like, I mean, I can help you with anything. And they're like,
You're very sweet, yeah.
you were like, unless you can sign his name, his signature.
Can you forge a signature? I don't know where these flies are coming from. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm glad they're not mosquitoes. At
Me
least.
too. Do you guys have mosquitoes in your backyard?
No, well, I mean, I don't go back out there often just to throw the trash, but I haven't seen any mosquitoes.
We don't really have any mosquitoes here either.
Yeah.
Which is really lucky because I think they're really bad. Oh my goodness. My car wash guy is done.
How long does he normally take?
Longer than 40 minutes to do 2 cars. Hold on 1 second, everybody.
Don't you only have 1 car out there?
Bert's sister.
Oh.
That's his sister, right?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I'm next door if he wants to.
Right? Do you want your car
I
washed?
actually just washed it yesterday on Ventura Boulevard. I went to the Studio City car wash just because it was so bad. It's because my aunt and uncle, they turn on their sprinklers.
Yep.
And which is fine. I don't mind they do that. But as the day goes by, it's just leaves and dirt and stuff. It just gets stuck to the water. So I drove all weekend with a dirty car, and I just came back yesterday. I drove back and I was like, I'm going to a car wash. I'm already right here on Ventura Boulevard. I'm just going to get a car wash.
Just going to get it done.
Yeah.
He's not done with my car. He's done with my sister-in-law's car. So I'm going to tell her, I'm sorry, I'm texting. I don't ever do this. Your car is done. So she knows. Okay, so what else was I going to ask? Okay, so the people and the traffic. Is there anything better about LA than El Paso?
Just the views. I mean, in El Paso, it's just, I mean, I love El Paso just because I grew up there. It's always going to be my home.
Of course.
But I mean, there's way more green.
Yeah.
Way more trees.
Here, you mean? Than in El Paso.
Yeah, and there's spots in El Paso too where there is green, but it's going to be in different areas of El Paso, like the west side, the east side. Right. But I lived in the northeast my whole life, so it was where my sister and I lived. It was desert.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was it hot?
Actually, a day or maybe a couple days before I moved out, the highest was 115.
But it gets that hot here.
I was
too.
used to it.
It's
I didn't
so
really.
hot.
I mean, there's times where I'm just like, oh my gosh, my old car that I have, my mom and my little brother drive back home, it didn't have air conditioner for the longest time.
Oh my gosh.
Like 5 years.
Wow.
And just because they couldn't figure out like what was wrong with it, like they told us one thing and then we tried to get that fixed and they're like, no, that's not what it is. And it's like, we need this fixed because we're like dying of heat. We're gonna have a heat stroke, and then things get in the way. We have to take care of other things.
Right.
So we finally got it fixed this past summer, which is good. But oh my gosh, it was so bad. But I mean, it's my home, so.
Well, I grew up. None of my cars growing up had air conditioning.
Yeah.
We called it manual, where you roll the windows
yeah.
down. Manual air conditioning.
Even then, it was a little bit better, but the air outside was just as hot.
Yeah, just stifling, isn't it? You feel like you're like suffocating.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
How about the food here? Better in El Paso, better here?
Well, I'd say as far as like authentic Mexican food, so much better in El Paso because we were right on the border.
Right, I would imagine.
So we had a lot of like hole in the walls that had like authentic Mexican food. But I mean, here the seafood is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't eat like octopus and stuff, but I like shrimp and fish. So they've taken me to Paradise Cove and Neptune's Net in Malibu.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah,
It's
that's
so
all
good.
great.
Yeah.
Paradise Cove's awesome.
That's where they took me for my birthday. Yeah.
Oh, fun.
So it was a place that we had gone there before, my sister and I, and they were like, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I was like, I don't know. I didn't really plan it out. She's like, do you want to go to the beach? Do you want to watch a movie? But I thought like if I go to the beach, I'm not going to swim or anything. It's okay. I'm not going to swim or anything. Like I would just stand there for like 15 minutes and just stare at the sunset and the water and then go home. But Paradise Cove is eating and on the beach. So I was like, that's perfect because my sister and I loved that place. So it worked out.
That's good.
Yeah. My aunt was like, it's her birthday today. And I didn't even think of her saying that. So they sang me happy birthday and they brought out a piece of cake, but the cake was like 6 layers. It was huge. It was so tall. It was almost like 12, like a whole foot.
Oh my
almost.
goodness.
It was ridiculous. Yeah. I'd show you a picture, but my phone's locked in the house.
Oh man, locked out. We're locked out. I know. There is a key hidden. We just don't know where the key is.
Yeah.
So somewhere. She'll call and tell you.
Yeah.
It'll like be like a treasure hunt.
I know.
8 paces down the fence line, take a right.
Take a right, walk 12 steps.
Yeah.
And then make another left, walk another 10 steps, and you're there.
So have you eaten that salsa and beer?
No, but people at work tell me about it all the time because my friend lives on Lancashire. Where it's right there.
Lancashire and Sherman Way?
Yes.
Yes.
So they tell me about it. I just haven't gone there.
It's so
yet.
good.
Yeah.
The line, the wait, like on a weekend, I'm not joking, is like 2 to 3 hours.
Really?
It's insane.
Wow.
So the best time to go is like 2 o'clock on a weekday.
Yeah.
Like after lunch, before dinner.
Yeah.
And then there's no wait. I've never been there at lunch or dinner or any like from 11 to 1, you're going to wait. And from like 5 to 7 or 8 or 9, it's a wait 7 days a week.
Oh, wow.
It's the best Mexican food I've had in LA.
Yeah.
That's like a restaurant, not hole in the wall, like taco stand.
I don't think I've had any Mexican food out here yet.
Not yet. It's the best.
No, I mean, I've had, it's not Mexican food, but I've had Taco Bell. That's not Mexican food at all.
No, that's not Mexican food.
It's, as far as like being out here, like I haven't had any Mexican food yet.
Well,
I mean,
that's a good place.
Yeah? Okay. I'm going to try it.
We haven't found any place like that place.
Yeah.
Yeah, not really. I mean, because even the Mexican restaurants out here are like fresh. You know, where everything's kind of fresh. This is like lots of beans, lots of rice.
Yeah.
Not worried about losing weight. You know, not worried about the California skinny Mexican food. This is like food. We love it. Every time my dad comes here from Georgia, we go there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I need to make a visit out there.
It's really cool. And then there's a couple of hole-in-the-wall taco stands around here I can tell you about, too. Like literal hole-in-the-wall.
Yeah.
Family-owned that are pretty good.
That's how it was in El Paso. There's a lot of like little hole-in-the-wall places, but they're so good.
Yeah, right?
They're the best ones.
They are the best ones because they're kind of family-owned and operated, and they cook what they eat. I think they cook what they eat at home, probably, or something similar.
Yeah.
But there's a really good one up here on Burbank, close to Anawalt Lumber. I can never remember the name of it, but next time I drive by, I'll take a picture of it.
Okay.
And send it to you. I have to get your phone number.
Okay.
Since you're my neighbor.
Yeah, I know.
I keep meaning to ask. I saw your car and I was like, I bet she moved out here.
I did.
I didn't know about your fiance, but I didn't know about your sister. I talked to Claude about your sister for a while. I must have read a post or something on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then she and I talked about it.
Yeah.
She was, I would say, nearly distraught when your sister passed.
Yeah.
She was.
Well, they're like our second parents because, I mean, they don't have any kids. So they helped my mom out a lot. Them and then my Uncle Kenny, their brother, my mom and my aunt's brother, they helped out my mom a lot. I've heard stories. So when we'd come out here, this is who we'd stay with. So I know we're like their daughters they never had.
That's what she said to me, actually, when I
Yeah.
was talking to her about your sister. She's like, they're more than nieces.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Claude was, I worried about her a lot. After I talked to her in the driveway that day, I thought about her a lot and worried about her. So when I saw your car, I thought that might be good for Claude. and
I think
for you.
so. Yeah. I think
it
so
was.
too.
Yeah. She's such a sweet person.
Yeah.
And Joe is too.
They're all right. No, I'm just
They're great. I love them. I think they're great people. They always buy Girl Scout cookies.
Do they?
Yes,
I love
they
Girl Scout
do.
cookies. So when you guys have them, let me know too.
January.
Yeah.
We'll be knocking on
Is
the
it always
door.
in January?
Yeah, it's always
okay.
like January to March.
Oh, okay.
Every year.
My oldest brother Andrew, his first daughter's mom, Deanna, they do the Girl Scout cookies too. So at the time last year, I just told him, give me a box of like 4 of everything and I'll sell them at work. Sure enough, I sold all of them.
I bet.
Yeah. It was fun because I mean everyone wants Girl Scout cookies.
Right.
Everybody.
I don't know how ethical that is, though. You do work at a Planet Fitness.
We have pizza night.
You have pizza night at Planet Fitness?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
We do. Every first Monday of the month we have free pizza
No way.
given out. Yeah.
Uh-oh. That's kind of awesome.
Yeah. It's because it originated from one of the corporate locations. I think something like the pipes broke, or I'm not too sure what really I should know. But just to make up for that inconvenience, they bought pizza for the members.
Oh, how cool.
To kind of make up for it. Something with the water being turned off or pipes, something. I
Some
should probably
inconvenience.
know this, but
nah. Well, it doesn't matter.
and then every second Tuesday of the month we do free bagels every morning and coffee.
Oh, how cool. This kind of creates like a community feeling.
Yeah, just to kind of show the appreciation to the members and everything.
Right.
So we have the pizza at night and then we have the bagels in the morning because we know some people can only come in the morning.
Right.
Vice versa, people can come in the night.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
I enjoy it because I get to have a bagel.
Bagels are good.
Yeah.
Where do they get their bagels from? Do you know?
I have no idea. I mean, in El Paso, we got them from Dunkin' Donuts, but I know that they have a different vendor here. I don't even remember the name. But they get from the pizza, they get Papa John's.
Yeah.
And then back home, we had Little Caesars. But they do everything different here. They get like maybe 15 pizzas from Papa John's, and then they put like 5 out at a time, and then they just like replenish it as it disappears. But no, back home, we would order 20 for the first batch, and we'd have someone at a table passing it out, and then an hour later we'd have another 20 come out.
Wow.
So we'd have a total of 40 pizzas. Sometimes they'd disappear. I mean, like they would go quickly, but other times when it was really slow, we would just start giving boxes away.
Wow. Here?
Because in El Paso.
In El Paso, right.
Because there was so many pizzas.
That's a lot of pizza.
It is a lot
20,
of pizza.
that's 40 pizzas. And oh my gosh.
In 2 hours.
In 2 hours?
Yeah.
That's a lot of pizza.
I know.
That's a
Yeah.
lot of working out to counterbalance that pizza. That's a lot of pizza.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So how do you start dating again?
I don't know. I haven't even thought of it.
No.
No.
No
Right
interest.
now, another reason why I moved out here is just to kind of focus on myself
Yeah.
and not worry about anything like that. Like, I still wear the ring that he had given me. And I mean, until I'm ready, I'll just take it off, but I don't even feel ready right now. Yeah.
Well, it hasn't even been a year, has it? No, I don't.
It'll be a year and a month on the 25th.
I don't know how you come back from that.
I don't know either. I just take things day by day.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the best way, I think. For anything in life.
Yeah.
You know, they have that saying, eat the elephant one bite at a time.
Yeah. I take hikes. I go to the on Laurel Canyon, Fryman.
Yeah.
Something Fryman.
Fryman Canyon. Yeah.
Yeah, Fryman Canyon. And I just go up there by myself and I just do the whole thing. It takes about an hour and then I feel good about myself. And I don't even work out at work. I just don't.
No.
Because I don't know. It's not anything against it. It's just, one, I don't feel motivated to do that. I have no idea what I'm doing by myself.
Right.
At a gym. And I work there all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I used to work at the mall. I didn't want to be at the mall any longer than I had to work there.
Yeah, right?
But when you're younger, before you work, all you want to do is go to the mall.
Right?
But no, once my sister and I worked there, we always just wanted to go straight home. And then on the weekends, hey, we're going to the mall. Do you want to go? No, I'll pass. Thank you.
I've been there all week. Thank you.
My sister and I, we always kind of had the same jobs.
You did?
Yeah, so our first job after high school, a family friend owned like a business where they help you find jobs. Like you give them your resume and they'll find a job for you.
Like job placement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we worked there like during the summer, and then I got a job at Old Navy, and then I got her a job at Old Navy. And then she worked at Pet's Barn. While she worked at Pet's Barn, I worked on base as a waitress at a sushi place.
Uh-huh.
And then after that, she worked at Planet Fitness, and then she got me the job at Planet Fitness a year later. Yeah, and we've been there ever since. I've been there ever since. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool that you were so close. You know, you always hear twins are pretty close. But there's got to be twins who aren't close, you know?
Yeah. I see things, like I love watching crime shows and like the forensic stuff. And there's some shows where it's like twins they like hate each other.
Yeah.
Like one wants to kill the other one, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Can't imagine,
You guys
right?
share like a special bond, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Some people aren't all there, I guess.
Do you feel like part of you's gone? You do? I would imagine. Like
Yeah.
you're missing an arm or something.
Yeah, there's definitely that type of feeling. I mean, at first when it happened, I told my mom, I was like, I don't want to be here if I can't have my sister.
Yeah.
So it was very hard for me. I was really depressed. So my doctor put me on antidepressants, but I don't believe in like medicating myself for stuff like that. So after like 2 weeks, I just stopped taking them.
Yeah.
I didn't feel any different at all.
Right.
So if anything, I probably felt more sad and tired. But
On
she
the
just,
antidepressants, you felt more sad and tired?
yeah. So I just started taking vitamins and I started feeling better as far as like my sleepiness and stuff. But I also started writing. Well, I've always written like in a journal and stuff, but more so now.
You
Ever
journal
since that.
more now? You do?
Yeah, I love journals. I collect journals. I have like 8 journals back at home in El Paso that are empty because I like journals. I just like how they look. And I also, on my laptop, I have like a journal app that I just write on there because I like emojis. So on my journal app, I can put emojis on
Right?
there. Yeah.
Isn't it funny what gets you motivated to write? That's great.
Yeah.
Writing is
That's what
so
helps me
cathartic.
too.
It really is very therapeutic.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't sit in front of a stranger who's a guy who you don't know and say what you feel, you can do it in a journal.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing. You may not get any advice back from the journal,
Yeah.
but maybe you don't need any advice.
It helps. It really does help me. Maybe I don't need the advice. Maybe it's just helping me that way.
Get your feelings out.
Yeah.
I think that's the key for anybody, is that if you keep your feelings inside, they can sometimes fester or not get better.
Yeah.
You start feeling worse, I think. But that's a great outlet, writing.
Yeah. I enjoy it. I haven't done it in a while because I work so much, but it does help a lot.
I bet.
I think, for me at least.
I bet.
Yeah.
Well, I know I'm very lucky. I have both parents. I'm an only child, so I don't have a sibling to lose. But I've only lost grandparents.
Yeah.
And I know I was very close to my grandmother. She passed away about 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
And just yesterday, I was walking through the house and went, oh, man, I wish I could call her and tell her this one thing.
Yeah.
And I did have an aunt that I lost to cancer that I was really close to. And I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Do you do that too?
Yeah. It's just like little things like that. Like I tell my mom all the time, like, she would tell me, because she loved her hair. It was really long. It was like 20 inches long.
Your sister loved her hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when she lost it on just this side, because that's where the radiation was hitting it on this side, she eventually had to cut it to like a little bob cut. And she learned to embrace it, but she'd always ask me to straighten it in the back. So I miss her asking me like to straighten her hair.
Yeah.
We shared clothes all the time, but when she'd get new clothes, I'd be like, Miley, can I wear that shirt? And she's like, no, I haven't even worn it yet. I'm like, fine. And I mean, it would take her forever to wear that shirt, and I was like, I'm never gonna wear that shirt. So
that's so cute.
yeah, so she would tell me like I would put like a pair of jeans on one couple times, and she's like, did you ask me to wear those? And I'm like, can I wear them? I'll think about it. And I'm just like, Miley, I have to leave right now. Can you think about it faster? And she's like, I guess, but next time you need to ask me before you put them on. And I'm like, okay, I will. Yeah. So I miss asking to wear her clothes and stuff like that. So, but it's nice to laugh back on those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any close friends here or in El Paso that you miss?
I do. So my sister and I, we actually had like our group, which is what I'm real thankful for, because we both had the same best friends.
Oh, okay.
So I'm really close with her best friend Veronica. They've known each other since 3rd grade, and Veronica and I, we text almost every single day. And then we have Chris, Jessica, Annette, and Ashley. That's our main crew.
Right.
But I'm just so glad that we have like the same friends that we consider our close friends.
That is great.
Yeah.
That had to be really helpful.
Yeah, they've been great. They've been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you miss them?
I do.
I bet.
Yeah.
Anybody coming to visit?
My friend David's actually coming to visit next month, and then he's going to a festival, and I just told him to stop by here a couple of days. He's gonna do that, but they all have kids, so it's harder for them to just get up and come visit, which is fine. I completely understand. But I'm going back home in December, so I already have my tickets for that, and I've told them, and they're like, I can't wait. My friend Chris, we're in a group message, me, Chris, and Jessica. And Chris will write me. He's like, I can't wait. And he'll tell me like the exact dates, like 59 days until you're here.
That's so cute.
Yeah. My friend Danielle's been great too. She was actually a hairstylist at the Planet Fitness. We text every day.
There's a hairstylist at Planet Fitness?
Yeah. So what a lot of people don't know is that with the Black Card, one of the benefits, one of the amenities is free haircuts.
What?
Yeah, so some gyms have salons. We were the only gym in El Paso that had a salon.
Does the one in Burbank have a salon?
No.
Oh, man.
No.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Free haircuts? So then can you get like a blowout?
No, so they did have limits, I guess. They didn't do dyes. Actually, yeah, they did, because she would blow dry, not like a full blowout, but they would blow dry and style the hair after she cut it. They would wash it and everything, because they even had like in one little area they had like one of those like lay down lounger things where you put your head back.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so I guess in a way you can, but they didn't do any hair dye. They weren't allowed to do like straight razor like haircuts, like use a straight razor.
Yeah.
Just because they were just certified like hairstylists. They weren't barbers.
Got it. Yeah.
So one of the girls, she actually left to work at a barbershop because that's what she was trying to learn, and she's really good at it.
That's awesome.
She's doing really good. Yeah. So yeah, they have a salon there.
I had no idea. That's really cool. What a great idea.
Yeah, and it really was very beneficial because in El Paso we have a lot of military, so they'd come in and get their haircuts, and it was unlimited.
Sense.
So they can come in once a week, every week, and get a haircut.
Get a nice high and tight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's really cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a
That's
pain in the
very
butt
cool.
though, because the phones would ring off the hook for like a good 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
But it was all right.
Oh well.
Yeah.
So are you going home for Christmas? Is that where
Yes.
you're
So
going
I
home?
actually leave December 20th, and I come back Christmas night. But
okay.
I'll be able to spend all day Christmas with my family and stuff. Yeah.
That's good. It's not a long flight, is it? Like 2 hours, maybe?
I think it's like with the time with the change. With the time change.
The change. Yes.
With the time change, it's I think 2 hours, but reality it's like 1 hour and 45 minutes because of the time change.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
That's not
are
so
an
bad.
hour behind.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're mountain time.
Yeah.
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 I've never been. I've only driven through Texas.
Yeah?
I've been to Houston.
Oh, okay.
I spent Thanksgiving in Houston
Oh.
with Bert and our oldest daughter before we had our second daughter. So she was probably one.
How old are your daughters?
They are 12 and 14.
12 and 14.
Yeah. It's awesome. Teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the young one has stepped fully into teenager like recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full-blown teenager.
She's trying to kill me. That one. She does not like me right now. Currently, I am the enemy of all fun
Yeah.
on the planet because I'm the one that says, "Hey, how about homework? Hey, how about you pick up your shoes out of the middle of the floor?" So
Yeah.
I am pretty much evil personified. The other one, I go in and out of being evil.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm good with the older one.
Yeah.
Right now, we're in a good spot.
So she's a freshman?
Yes.
Okay.
Freshman high school.
Yeah, my little brother's 16. He's a junior.
Yeah.
And I had bought him a dog in March because
What kind of dog?
it's a half it was a shepherd mix.
Oh,
We
okay.
think there's pit bull in her, but we're not too sure.
Okay.
But he was kind of like bottling stuff up too.
Yeah.
So he would kind of stay in his room and play video games. I think he would do that to kind of hide from reality.
Yeah.
So I told him, I was like, he told us a dog would be good. So I was like, okay, this is a commitment. This is a dog. So every day I'm asking him, did you walk Sophie? Did you walk Sophie? He hates it, but I'm like, you need to make it a habitual thing.
Yeah.
So that I'm not bugging you all the time about
Yeah.
it. So, I mean, he's older. He's driving now. He just got his license. So, but I told him, I was like, you wanted that commitment, so you have to put her first over playing video games or something. He's doing really well with it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Now.
That was really smart.
Yeah.
To get him a dog.
Yeah.
So he's probably not journaling or anything to get any of that stuff out.
No, he loves her so much. She's so cute. She's
Yeah.
cute when she's asleep.
Why? Is she hyper?
She's very hyper.
Yeah. Shepherds
Super
need a lot of
hyper.
exercise, don't they? Because
Yeah.
they're supposed to be hurting something.
Yeah.
They're work dogs.
Yeah. My mom has bought her a bunch of toys so that she doesn't chew on anything, because she was chewing on the couch.
On everything,
Like the
right?
bottom corner. Mm-hmm. And she said she's doing really well now, like, because she'll be a year next month too.
Yeah, that's the thing. Dogs, people I think get dogs and don't realize they're like
work-
toddlers.
Yeah.
They really are like having a toddler. So
They
if you're
are.
thinking, should I have kids? You should get a puppy.
Yeah.
Not just a dog, a puppy.
Yeah.
Because you have to, think about when they went to the bathroom last so that you can get them out again so that they learn that they pee outside. They don't just know how to do that.
Yeah.
And they're teething just like a toddler. So of course they're chewing on your couch unless you give them something else to chew on.
Yeah.
And then you say no to the couch and yes to the toy. You can chew on this.
Yeah.
It's amazing how people will get a dog and just get so overwhelmed and flabbergasted by the dog's behavior. And I'm like, it's exactly like having a toddler.
Yeah.
They're the same exact thing. So would you just expect your toddler to know when to pee and where? No. You have to teach them. You have to potty train them.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
the same thing. Dogs are awesome.
I know. I love them.
Well, my dog loves you.
I know.
Right?
I love both of them. I told my mom, I was like, Mom, they have a Mastiff. She's like, oh, how cute. We're animal lovers. We love animals so much. So I was like, well, I can't take a picture. I don't have my phone. And she's like, it's okay.
We're animal lovers too. Well, at least 3 of us are.
Yeah.
Or maybe 2.
Maybe 2.
Isla and I are real animal people.
Yeah.
Georgia really loves the animals too, but Isla has some kind of like telepathic relationship.
Is she the younger one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She she can walk up to the chickens and put one under one arm and one under the other arm and just start walking around with them. And
Aw.
it's really cool. I don't know
Yeah.
if the chickens just trust her differently because
Yeah.
I can't do that. I can
Yeah.
catch one chicken at a time, but she literally will just stand next to him and just go whoop, and all of a sudden she's got one under each arm. I'm like, how did you do that?
Yeah.
How
What
did
do you
that?
tell them?
Sneak attack.
The chicken whisperer.
She's a chicken whisperer for
Yeah.
sure. Someone texted me and let's see if no, it's not. We're waiting on this couch. This
Oh, yeah, you were
couch is
telling
being
me.
delivered
Yeah.
today. And Bert has a new sponsor and they make furniture and they insisted that we take a piece of furniture. And I was like, what am I going to do with this couch? I have no idea what I'm going to do with this couch. So we're going to build a new studio for the podcast. It's going to go there eventually, but it's going to our friend's house in the meantime until we get that studio ready.
Yeah. Where's that going to be?
We don't know yet.
It's not going to be here?
No.
Oh, okay.
We're going to move all this equipment somewhere off site.
Oh, okay.
So I'm looking for that location. I just haven't found it yet.
Do you want it close by or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bert has some requirements.
Yeah.
It's got to be walkable or skateboardable. He's like, I could do it on a skateboard.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on a bike. I don't want to be driving. I need to walk or skateboard.
Yeah.
And Halston lives literally across the street from us. So,
Oh, okay.
which is really nice because Bert is so difficult to wrangle.
Yeah.
Does that be a fair statement, Halston? Difficult to wrangle?
I'd say last minute.
Last minute. Impromptu. He's very impromptu. So he's like, Halston, can you come over right now and we'll record this and that? So it's nice that
Perks of living
Halston can.
across the street, right?
Perks or curse for him. You know, if he were in Glendale or something, oh man, I can't get there right now, the traffic.
Yeah,
but he's got no
true.
excuse.
Yeah, you could just walk over.
So now Halston's like, shit. Yes, I'll be there in a minute. You know, I know you do. I'm just kidding. But we want to keep it somewhere close by.
Yeah, that's good.
Because we like that this is in our backyard, but we're limited. And we're also losing this living space. Like this is like our den.
Yeah.
But now we don't ever hang out in here because there's microphones everywhere and there's cords on the floor and somebody's going to knock over the camera. And then we just stay out of here.
Yeah.
It's just, I act as if this room doesn't exist unless I'm doing this like I'm doing with you.
Yeah.
So
Does Bert still come out here and watch TV and stuff?
he does. He
Oh,
works
okay.
out on the treadmill a lot. He misses his desk. His desk is now covered with equipment. So he doesn't.
that one?
Yeah. So he doesn't feel like he can sit down because he does from time to time like to sit down and like write stuff or plan his travel for his shows. And he feels like he doesn't have a home base for that. That's one of the
Oh, I
reasons we're
see.
moving too, is that this was his office. And we've turned his office into a studio. And now he has there's nowhere else in here to put a desk.
Yeah.
So that's been driving him nuts, is that
Yeah.
he feels like he can't sit down at the desk. And
So is that a TV? That's a TV. And then that's a TV.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's 2 TVs.
That's okay.
You know, when we, this TV show, I think you may know this TV show Man Caves built this room.
Mm-hmm.
And when they were in here asking
Yeah,
us,
you guys were telling us the last time my
Right,
sister and
when
I
you were
came
here.
over here.
my request was that we be able to sit outside and watch TV. So that's why we have this TV.
Okay.
And then Bert's request was that he sit at his desk and watch TV. Well, they just felt it would be uncomfortable to turn your head slightly to watch TV over here. So they gave him one over here too.
Oh, goodness.
So now that they've hooked it up, we're like, well, of course, we've kind of gotten used to having two because he can work out and I can sit out there and we can watch the same thing. We have to watch the same thing on both TVs. We can't watch like two different channels.
But he could just be in here and you could just relax out there.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. So it's nice. We live a good life. We're very lucky.
Yeah.
I feel very lucky.
Good.
To have this life.
Yeah.
So how was the podcast?
Good.
It's not bad, right?
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah. I get very shy and like nervous, but you've made it very like bearable.
You don't
It's
seem
fun.
shy or nervous.
I just think of it like we're just having a regular conversation.
That's all my podcast is just having a conversation. My two friends who were supposed to come today, we would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Just chit-chatted.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Good. Well, I wanted, when I started doing this podcast, I wanted a podcast I could go and feel like I was hanging out in a living room with some people.
Yeah.
And just listening to their conversation.
Yeah.
Because everybody has a story. Mm-hmm. Every person has something to say. And I think we get in the habit of not listening.
Yeah.
And saying, oh, that's just my neighbor who locked herself out. Or, oh, that's just my neighbor who has a dog.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, well, who are you really?
Yeah.
And that's so brave of you to leave your hometown and come here.
I know. All my family says that, but I'm just glad I was able to have somebody to go to, because if it was just me not having anyone to go to, I wouldn't have done it.
I completely understand that.
Yeah.
I moved to New York City having been there one time and not knowing anybody.
Oh, really?
And it was really hard.
Yeah.
You have to want to get out of where you are really badly to do that.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you have an amazing family and support system at home, so there's no motivation to get out.
Yeah. No, they're all great. Even my friends, of course, they were sad and stuff. My mom was really sad, but they're like, we just want you to get better, and if this is going to help you heal, we want you to do it,
Well, you have a lot to heal from. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's more than most people ever have to deal with.
I know.
Ever.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? That you have been handed that heavy of a plate or load?
Sometimes I just ask sometimes why me? What did I do to deserve that? But my mom tells me it's nothing you did, but you won't ever get handed anything that you can't handle.
That's true. I believe that.
Yeah. I'm handling it.
I think you are.
Yeah.
I always ask too, what am I supposed to be learning?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to be doing here? There's a reason why I'm in this place.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to be learning? Am I supposed to learn resilience? I don't know. What's my lesson? Because it can't just be for nothing.
Yeah.
It can't just be for pain.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't believe God goes, and you will have pain, and it will stay that way.
Yeah.
It's got to be...
Deal with it.
A reason. Maybe that's just me being a logical thinker, and you're thinking that everything has a reason.
Yeah.
But the reason gives me comfort.
Yeah.
For some reason to go, okay, I was supposed to come to LA and meet this one person who's a really important friend now, or whatever, or have this great connection with Joe and Claude that you had before, but it's different when you live with somebody. It's really different.
I'm just real grateful that I have them here, because sometimes I feel like a burden, but they're just so understanding with everything.
Yeah. But, I don't think you are in any way.
I don't think I am, but it's just...
I know what you mean. It's like what I was saying earlier. I'm calling that girl again, and I'm sure she doesn't want to hang out with me. You have those feelings. But sometimes that's a good feeling, because then you make sure you're aware of not being a burden.
Yeah.
It makes you kind of...
Now that I live with them, before I would only see them once a year, but now that I live with them, if I'm at work for a long time, or if this past weekend I was in San Diego. I miss them more since I live with them.
Yeah.
Like when I don't see them for a long time, I'm just like, oh, I miss you guys.
Aw.
I'm coming back. Yeah.
And Joe's traveling now, right?
Yeah.
So he'll
He
be
actually
back.
left on Sunday on a cruise. I think it's called the Blues Cruise.
That's cool.
Yeah. He'll be there till next Sunday.
Halston, do you know who our neighbor is? Do you think he would mind that I say who he is on this podcast?
No.
Nobody knows where we live.
No, I don't think so.
He is a really famous saxophonist. His name's Joe Sublett. He's a really amazing saxophone player.
He's all right. No, I'm
He's
just kidding.
amazing. He's like a legend.
Yeah,
really.
he's
He's like a
good.
legendary saxophone player. He's now in the Blues Brothers band now, right? Doesn't he play
I
with
think
them
he's been with them for a
sometimes?
long time.
For a long time.
Yeah.
He has solo albums and he's played with everybody. I think.
that's what I've learned, because I had asked my aunt, like, how come he never like signed with a record label or a company, and it's because his ultimate goal because he's from Austin or Santa Fe, I think, or Austin, I can't remember. When he was in Austin, what his ultimate goal what he wanted to do is play with people. That's what he wanted to do. He didn't want like to be a solo artist on a record label or anything.
Right.
That's what she told me, which makes sense because he's got to play with people he never dreamt of playing with.
Right.
Only in his dreams he was going to play with them.
Yep.
He played with like Stevie Ray Vaughan.
I know.
Yeah.
I was a big Stevie Ray Vaughan fan. When
Really?
I found out he played with him, I was like, no way! That's amazing!
Well, my sister and I, we grew up knowing him as Uncle Stevie, so we call him Uncle Stevie.
Stevie Ray Vaughan?
Yeah.
How did you know him?
We didn't, because
Oh,
we were
okay.
babies at the time, but when my mom would like explain
because
him
Joe
and
was
talk
playing
about
with him.
Yeah.
I see.
She
Duh.
would call him Uncle, we would call him Uncle Stevie. He knew my brothers cuz they were a little older, like 5 and 8, but we were still little. But just when she would talk about him, she would say, "You're Uncle Stevie," or "Uncle Stevie," just so that's all I've known him for.
Right.
So when people are like, "Who's that?" and I'm like, "Stevie Ray Vaughan," and they're like, "Your uncle?" I go along with it sometimes, but like sometimes I'm just like, no, we just call him Uncle Stevie because he was good friends with my aunt and uncle.
Right.
So
He was an amazing talent.
that's what I've heard. Yeah.
He was an
Well, I grew up
amazing
listening to his
talent.
albums. My
Yeah.
mom had his CDs and stuff, and
Yeah.
I still hear like on movies and stuff.
Yeah.
His songs. It's
Yeah.
really cool.
It is really cool. He was really an amazing talent.
Yeah.
It was really sad that he passed away.
I know. Very, very sad.
Tragic, in
Yeah.
fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Joe's had a crazy career. He's
He's awesome. I've gone to 2 of his shows. The last one I went to, he played with the Conan O'Brien band, and that was fun. And then one before that, I went to the write-off room with him in Woodland Hills. That was fun too.
It's the gardener. The gardener's here.
Dun,
He
dun,
comes
dun.
every Tuesday and he makes a lot of noise.
Well, our gardeners come in every Tuesday.
Same.
too.
We have the same gardener.
Oh, okay.
It's Ray. Yeah,
Yeah.
we share. I asked Ray to blow our backyard first because he usually gets here before we start recording. And he keeps forgetting. So we'll go, He's a habit. He does your yard and then he comes over here. It's habit, I think. Because he's been doing,
I don't know
think
if he was there yet.
he's out of town.
Oh, that's why.
He goes back to, I think, Guatemala every year this time of year for like 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
He goes back home. Ray
Oh,
does.
okay.
So his guys come and they are real shifty shady about their time of day.
Yeah.
They come, they never miss, but they're not like Ray. Ray's
Not
like, I hear by
consistent.
9 o'clock is,
Yeah.
but they're not, they'll come whenever they
Yeah.
come at some point on
At
Tuesday.
least they're here, I guess.
Yeah, they're usually here before 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, they come on Tuesday still.
Yeah.
But Ray's back out of town. Well, I'm glad we chatted.
I know, this was fun.
It was
Not too bad.
not too bad. I
Yeah.
know. And I'm glad I saw you. I've been waiting to see you like in the yard. I think you saw you one time
Oh, really?
just to say hi. And I haven't caught
Oh.
you.
Oh,
out in the yard.
we saw Bert once, but we were leaving and he was coming home.
Right.
And then I think I saw you once too.
I think I waved at you one time.
I think so, yeah.
But I've been waiting to actually see, like, be in the yard when you're in the yard and say, hey!
Yeah.
I figured you'd moved. That's so cool.
Yeah, I did. So.
Well, you don't have to be locked out to come over. Not locked up. Locked out
locked
to come
up.
over. You can come over anytime.
Okay.
If you ever need anything.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you my number.
Around. Yeah, you should have mine too, just in case if there's a natural disaster, you have a
or
neighbor's
I get locked
number.
out again.
Yeah, well, you may have ring on my doorbell.
We can do another podcast.
Oh, look who's back.
You guys having fun?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go for like whatever you guys are done. Let's eat lunch.
Is the car washed?
The car, everything's getting washed.
Okay, thank you. We were just wrapping up.
Okay, I'm gonna go for. I gotta get to 100 points, so I'm gonna go for a little jog. I'll be back.
Good luck.
All right.
He's doing this thing called Sober October. Do you know what this is? Mm-mm. Oh my God, it's gonna be the death of me.
Is it like a working out thing?
Yes, he and 3 friends who are also comics.
Yeah.
Every October are sober, no drugs or alcohol of any kind, and they work out like insanely. Last year they did 15 hot yoga classes in 30 days.
Oh, wow.
This year, I think they're wearing like these fitness monitors that track their activity level and their like burn every day, and whoever has the most burn at the end of the 30 days is the winner, and the losers have to pay for some big extravagant trip to go somewhere. So he's working out like crazy, which is good because he's getting really healthy and he's losing weight, but it is his entire, like, he's obsessed with it. So all he talks about is working out. I got to get to a certain number of points.
I saw him, I think yesterday, someone dropped him off. And he's like, yeah, thanks for the amazing hike. I guess he went hiking.
Yes, he went hiking. Yeah, with Eric, our friend Eric. Yeah, he's that was after he did spin class in the morning. Oh. And then I think he took a jog at night last night. It's insane. It's like a part-time job.
Yeah.
For October.
Yeah.
So the sober part's great. I mean, Bert's not like drunk every day or anything like that, but it's good to take a month off.
Yeah.
But the working out, I prefer the 15 days of hot yoga in 30 days. I prefer that because then he just does hot yoga.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, it's just 1 hour. You're not, but this has been, I guess rumor has it there's some cheating going on from the other players.
Yeah.
So it's almost impossible for him to really, he's not going to win.
Yeah.
So.
That's a bummer.
It is a bummer.
I hate cheaters.
I hate cheaters too.
Yeah.
There might be more than one in that group.
How many people are in the group?
4.
Oh, 4?
There might be 3 cheaters.
How do they cheat?
Halston's telling me no. Okay, maybe there's no cheaters in the group. Okay, maybe they're all cheating except for Bert. Maybe I shouldn't be talking about this. But
I think that's why he's saying that.
My spousal observation is Bert is not cheating at all.
Yeah.
So, they got to get right with God.
Yeah.
Bert is okay. Yeah. Well, thank you for chatting.
Thanks for having me.
And
please. I guess you didn't have a choice because I'm stuck here till.
Well, I think you didn't have a choice. I strong-armed you. It's the guilt of you're going to sit in my house all day. We're going to record this
worked out.
thing. I think it did because I think people will listen and think you're the cutest thing ever. For one. And a lot of people. What I've found from doing this podcast is when people talk about things like losing your fiance and losing your sister and losing an older brother and having a relationship with your dad later. There are so many people who have stories like that. And to hear somebody have a story that they can relate to makes them feel better about their own path. And I know, like I said, I think we all have something.
Yeah.
And if you can just think that we all have something, then we can all be more compassionate maybe with each other.
Yeah, I'm also grateful at the childhood I had. I didn't have a bad childhood either. My stepdad, who I actually call my dad when I explain to him, explain him to people, he raised us since we were like 8 or 9. And he's still really great. Like, we keep in contact. And it's my little brother's dad.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I have that too. My dad married when, he started dating his second wife when I was about 8.
Yeah.
They got married when I was like 17 or 18. And they're divorced now. But I'm still really close to her because she practically raised me.
Yeah. Yeah. He raised us. And I mean, at the time, of course, you're like, oh, why are you doing that? You're so strict and protective. But all my sister and I could do was thank him because
Yeah.
we didn't turn out like some people do.
Well, that's true. And, I contribute a lot of that to my dad's second wife.
Yeah.
Is that she, I'm very much say what's on my mind, and I don't have a lot of hidden agendas. And my mom had a lot of hidden agendas.
Yeah.
And my stepmom had none.
Oh.
So I watched and I went, I'm going to choose the no hidden agenda because that seems a lot less sloppy and a lot easier to sleep at night for me. So I'm going to do that. And so I felt like she gave me like a choice where I wouldn't have maybe had that choice because I wouldn't have had the experience of living with someone who was like, what I said was dinner's at 7. I didn't mean 7:15. I meant 7.
Yeah.
Like that kind of just super straight shooter is a gift.
Yeah.
And I would imagine it would be hard to be a step parent.
Yeah.
To step in and not know what the kid needs or what
especially at that age, 8 or 9, because they're already kind of old enough to know who you are. And no, he was great.
That's
He did
awesome.
A great job. Yeah.
You're lucky then.
Thanks.
Okay, well, thank you. We'll wrap it up now.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Bye.